Are we going to do a third?
What?
Are we
No,
going
no,
to?
what?
No?
I don't even keep count of that. Singapurnya malah nggak ada. Mana sih? Singapore. It's hard for me to think. Soalnya kayak orang Singapura jarang yang kayak gue rasa dikit orang Singapura yang bisa gue ajak ngobrol lama. Kayak gue syarat gue deket sama orang itu bisa ngobrol lama sama intens. That's my syarat.
That's a good.
As you can tell.
Yeah, pastilah. Jadi pas makan Padang.
Lu nggak ikut cuy pas itu? Oh, Ivan.
The last one.
Yeah, the last one.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, it was alright karena I think they bumped up the price of the Padang food. Yeah, for some reason it was very expensive that day.
Did you guys go to the same place?
Yeah, we were looking for another place, and then when we arrived to the place, we realized that it was the same place. Bro.
But I actually have to tell you something, but like after, like I can't say it here.
Oh, topiknya aja. Just tell me the topic biar
I can't.
Okay.
You can't.
Oh, no, I already know because you can't say it. I already know what it is.
Really?
I'm happy for you, man. I'm happy for you. Oh, enggak ya?
Okay. No, you're thinking of the different thing.
Okay. I guessed wrong.
Okay, now I'm curious as to what you just thought about.
The obvious thing, bro. The obvious thing. What should a man be happy about?
Aw. No. There's no. Gak ada apa-apa.
Lu liburan bakal di Indo nggak?
Jujur, I don't know yet.
You don't know?
I don't know yet.
So you might actually just stay in Canada.
Yes.
I guess ya sih mahal sih tiketnya. How much the ticket price, bro? Vancouver, Jakarta.
Bro, if you're asking for the price for summer, maybe it's still 19 to 21 million rupiah. Tapi kalau for this New Year's, it's up to like 26.
26.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Bro. Have you been to Toronto?
Not yet.
Not yet. I thought that was like a go-to place in Canada.
Yeah, no, but because people say that they'd rather go to Vancouver just because it has more nature to it. Because Toronto is more of a
I see.
nothing that really excites me. The thought of going to Toronto. Yeah.
Well, if it excites you, Toronto has like a district where everyone there is like Jewish. So it's like a Jewish district, and they have like Jewish food, and yeah, like everybody is wearing the traditional, the hat and the hair and the beard. Everybody has that. So if you if you're interested in that,
Kenapa? Why would I be interested in that?
I don't know, bro. Like, gue dikasih my friend who is in Toronto. He said he went to that district and everyone is like, and he said that there's even something like a Jewish donut, like a donut that's different.
So, is this not a sensitive topic? Enggak ya? Biasa aja ya?
Emang sensitif ya? Kalau gue bilang, if I say that di Aceh, there's like majority Muslim people there. Terus kayak semua orang harus pakai jilbab di Aceh gitu.
No.
Like,
I'm talking about the fact that like most Israelis are Jews.
I mean, I didn't talk about Israel. I was talking about Canada, so I don't know what you're on.
Yeah, that's my fault as well, I guess. Yeah. Tapi that was so random though.
Ya gitulah cuy. Man, I think about that day. Ngomongin beasiswa. apparently gue nggak bisa S3 cuy. Kayak my scholarship, my Singaporean scholarship doesn't allow me to do a PhD directly. Karena gue, if I want to do that, then I have to like pay some down payment for the scholarship seharga 120,000 Singapore dollars. Ain't no way I'm paying that, bro.
Gue kira 120 juta. Ya.
Enggak cuy, 100 and kalau 120 juta masih mending loh. That's masih mending. It's like it's expensive, but we're talking about like 12 times that.
Ya, that's like berapa itu? 1,4, 1,5 M.
Yeah, in a way I'm paying that, bro. Terus kayak I have to like serve for the Singapore bond for like 3 years first. So gotta get a good job first for 2 years, then we do a PhD.
Got you.
I think about that.
Is 3 years bond just working in Singapore? Or
Yeah, cuma boleh di Singapore. I guess there are some companies yang kayak you can work hybrid, not hybrid, but you can like travel around, go to the US to work a bit, go to Amsterdam to work a bit, or go back to Singapore to work a bit. There are some companies that allow you to do that, but I think most of them will just like make you work in Singapore.
got you, alright.
Ada yang bilang 1,5 B is the same as to enter military here. I wouldn't know.
Itu di Indonesia ya?
Ya di Indonesia kan. Kalau I mean, gimana Sean? Ada nggak yang bayar buat masuk AU?
Bro, if this gets leaked, like up until petinggi of my former school. that'd
No
be
worries, bro.
dangerous.
I wouldn't know the answer to that, bro. Kayak, like, if that was true, that if I were to say that was true, I should at least like have some, proof,
True.
right? But I don't have any proof.
Yeah. Tapi there's definitely ya, gue tahu there's like sketchy things that happens for those.
Yes, bro. Of course.
Pastilah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say 2 words, okay? Sacrificial lamb.
Lu enggak kan?
I like first session of training, and they were like, I mean, this is just a preference, ya. Aku nggak suka disuruh-suruh, so like, yeah, I instantly opt out. Gak jadi.
Yeah.
Tapi, sacrificial lamb, udah, nice.
I see. By the way, kayak, have you ever like been so much into something that you just like spend a lot of time into it? Kayak selain OSN lah.
I want to say sekarang ya, jujur. I want to say YouTube, tapi I don't think I'm at that level yet.
YouTube as in like making content.
Yeah, tapi
Okay.
I'm trying to upload weekly though.
I see. Actually, weekly is already very good. Okay, I don't think I can do it weekly. Like, I would have to sacrifice a lot of my leisure time.
Yeah, pasti. Like, that's kind of crazy, but appreciate that. Man. Menurut lo apa? Kalau lo apa?
I think probably. Honestly, I think it's just reading some math book now. Yeah, reading some math book and some like trying to understand what my professor's paper is saying. I think so. Soalnya, I don't know, man. Kayak because I always think that the only way for you to get like really really good or successful itu kayak whatever you're doing itu harus like you gotta be so intense about it that it's like ingrained in your brain and you think about it a lot, because I'll give you 2 examples. One, like scientists. For scientists, I think it's quite clear kan. It's like quite obvious. Scientists will stay in the lab for a long time, think about new hypotheses, read their books, like just be so intense and into their work, on the other hand, there's also athletes. Kayak if you think about like all the athletes, all the championship athletes, right? Kalau mereka di interview, like you can tell how intense they are with the sport that they're doing.
Pasti.
You can tell. Kayak mereka ngomong kayak I never like step off the gas. You know, I never take the foot off the gas. I train 2 to 3 times a day. Like I never lose sight of the goal. And every day I think about how to get better at this. Yeah. So if your goal is to like be really successful, then there's only one way to do it, and to get really, really intense in whatever you're trying to do.
Pasti.
But that's very hard, I think that's to get intense in what you want to do. I just realized how hard it is, bro.
Ya, menurut lu kita nggak bisa trick ourselves into having that certain topic, making it ingrained in our brain, tapi in a natural way juga gitu loh. Soalnya gue at the point dimana kayak I want to be obsessed with kayak creating content, tapi gue ngerasa gue belum nyampe di titik dimana gue se-obsess sama OSN Kebumian gitu loh. Oh, enggak?
I don't know, man. Kayak I think it's very difficult to do that. Kayak harus ada ini nggak sih? It's like
I think
apa ya, kayak misalnya ada orang dari keluarga miskin gitu kan, yang kayak very kayak bahkan dia kuliah harus sambil kerja gitu, ya kan? Terus kayak for this person, kayak I think it would be a lot easier to be intense untuk dapetin goal, yaitu become financially stable. Kayak that goal is very very intense gitu for this person. Dalam pikiran dia that's like itu sesuatu yang sangat intens. Gue harus bisa beli rumah di Solo gitu misalnya.
Ya.
Kayak dan ini kan like external fact, ini kan sebenarnya bukan factor yang dari diri sendiri kan. Ini kan kayak there is a factor that dia emang ada tekanan financial gitu. Terus kayak kalau misalnya di SMA lu harus intens di lomba karena kayak gue harus bisa dapat ini biar bisa kuliah yang bagus gitu. Kayak ada itu. Terus kayak I guess kalau buat kuliah kayak ya gue harus belajarnya banyak dan ngegrind biar bisa dapat kerja yang bagus gitu. Gitu gak sih? It's like kayak harus ada goal yang intens banget cuy.
Oke, mungkin gue bisa lihat the problem with maybe most people, including me ya. Kayak the vision of not getting a job atau kayak having that dream job in mind itu masih vague gitu. Jadi it's not enough to be a driver untuk setiap hari terus berpacu untuk belajar gitu.
Aku setuju sih. Soalnya gue juga ngerasa gitu sih. Kayak I agree with that. I think I don't know man, it's like I really agree with that karena you really see pas di kuliah tuh kayak orang yang nggak lebih pintar, orang yang nggak lebih pintar itu bisa lebih dapat gitu misalnya, karena they work harder for their goals gitu misalnya. It's like there's temen gue yang pintar banget, like he won the IMO, IOI, IEO sama AFO. He got all silvers, this guy, and he cannot like there's this like job namanya quant, and he can't get into it. But temen gue yang my friends were like, mereka ikut satu olimpiade aja gitu, mereka pada masuk semua. Kayak the people who join just IOI, I mean bukan cuman ya, but compared to this other guy, itu cuman kan. This other guy yang dapat silver di semuanya, like one Olympiad, itu cuman. Oh dia kayaknya juga ikut geografi deh, Sean. Dia sampai tahap terakhir di Malaysia. So I think he's, yeah.
That dude's cracked.
Terus dia astronomi juga tahap terakhir.
How many more are you gonna mention, bro?
Dia biologi sama kimia nggak? Ya terus kayak, ya ini contohnya kayak, I think I'm pretty sure this guy is like the smartest, maybe not the smartest, but the highest IQ among everyone gak sih? Kayak around, but he's not like getting the jobs that other people are getting gitu. Like other people around his level are getting, and ya kayak kenapa? Isn't he like the smartest guy around? Like why isn't he the one getting the job gitu?
You know, I have a thought um, that I recently, maybe like 2 weeks ago, just got itu kalau the most successful people itu they have their own traumas.
Trauma.
Traumas, yeah. That becomes their driver in order to keep going and achieve that success. And so, what I ponder upon itu apakah does my life lack trauma sehingga gue gak merasa ada tujuan sekuat itu untuk pursue something se-intense OSN?
I don't.
Something like
Okay, I don't agree with that. Soalnya gue ngerasa banyak orang like you don't have to have trauma to be like self-driven like that gitu. Kayak I don't think so. Like trauma itu apa? Kayak I'm pretty sure kalau ngomongin trauma, you go through. I think you've gone through a lot, bro. Like judging from what we talk about behind the scenes, kayak I'm pretty sure it's more trauma than kayak. Okay, I'm nggak mau ngomongin orang sih. I don't feel like it's good to talk about other people.
Yeah. Apa ya?
Trauma. Emang iya ya? What about those like people who just like have a very high success rate gitu? Kayak nggak, menurut aku nggak setuju sih. I don't think so. Kayak
But like we're talking about the people who actually, I don't know. I want to say like millionaires / billionaires. So they always have an external reason that drives them. And mungkin gue tambahin lagi, ini mungkin kayak banyak banget stuff yang gue tambahin. Tapi kayak there was this study yang goes something like this. There were rats, terus mereka ada some sort of food, maybe it was like grape or cheese yang ditaruh di depan mereka. And then when their tails were, I don't know, were strapped onto something behind them, terus mereka pokoknya lari menuju the food. Itu mereka larinya oke, cepat gitu. Tapi mereka itu larinya itu tambah cepat lagi when they were also dikasih some sort of apa ya, sesuatu yang menakutkan. I forgot what thing that made them reach them from the behind, tapi it definitely made them even faster gitu. Jadi you have to go for something but also make sure that you don't want something happen to you. Intinya gitu, you have to have a vision but as well as an anti-vision gitu. Isn't that so?
Lu gak takut gak dapat kerja kah?
Nah, masalahnya bayangan kerjanya itu masih gak jelas juga gitu loh. So even like I don't know, it just feels so far gitu loh. Paham gak sih? I don't know, kayak
I guess I would understand. Karena honestly, I'm not into SWE. So basically, I've crossed out most CS jobs. Like 80-90% of CS jobs, I've crossed it out. Terus kayak then there's only very little like job opportunities left. Kalau nggak SWE. And because of that, ya gue juga jadi kayak vague gitu, kayak I don't know, like what are my options selain become a researcher,
True.
Kayak yeah, I don't know, but I think I kind of accepted that already. Kayak I honestly kind of accepted that already. So like then that's my goal. Like I'm sure there are plenty of research opportunities out there, and aku nggak boleh sampai nggak dapat kalau gitu. Like whatever that research role is, kayak whether it is like academic researcher or researcher at some research institution. Di sini ada namanya A-Star, or at the national laboratories, or at some like banking, or at some trading firm, whatever. Kayak ya gue harus udah dapat. I guess itu sih. Kalau if we are talking about kayak having clarity on roles. Tapi kayaknya betul deh, kayak that is actually very true. Kayak there has to be a lot of pressure for you to get something so that you actually get it.
Benar.
Kayak kalau di COC, kalau lu nggak ngerasa ada pressure kalah, then I think ya gimana ya? I think you will, I don't know, you just like won't get the thrill and so on gitu.
Ya.
Nggak ada sedihnya, nggak ada thrillnya. Enggak tahu ya. Kayak terus yang bedain orang yang kayak orang yang bisa ketagihan dengan kayak yang bedain, kan kamu bilang kayak orang yang sukses dan enggak, tadi kayak somewhat dibedain because of some external factor yang mungkin bikin mereka kayak gue harus dapat ini, kalau enggak something will happen gitu.
Or like
Kayak
itu, oke, gue mau ceritain. Ini gue gak mau name drop the entrepreneur ya. Pokoknya ya dia a successful entrepreneur. Terus intinya his life changing moment itu dimana when his dad was getting, I think it was a heart attack gitu. Terus harus dibawa ke rumah sakit kan.
ya,
And then this guy was so mad because his father was not instantly treated. Terus dia pasti, I mean, as someone, ya, as his son lah ya, pasti marah dong to like every staff yang ada di the hospital gitu. But at that same moment, pas akhirnya his father itu di-treat dan dianya masih marah-marah, ada yang bilang ke dia kayak, lu ngapain sih marah-marah, padahal lu aja bukan siapa-siapa, kenapa kita harus prioritasin lu tahu gak sih kalau di sini tuh banyak yang sakit juga, why should it be you gitu. Terus itu momen I guess that was his turning point gitu loh. When he came to the car, he cried in his beat up vehicle, dan ya up until then dia kayak stop having intercourse, stop drinking, stop partying, then full locked in until he's a serial entrepreneur now. Isn't that crazy?
Okay, actually,
Stuff like that lah. That's
Okay,
really
okay.
external, right?
yeah. That's an external event. Kayaknya failure is one thing. I'm sure failure is one thing. Because I know this guy yang dia kayak he's working in Jane Street right now as a trader. So he's getting paid 50K a month probably or more. He's very rich. And yang terjadi ke dia adalah selama SMA dia tuh ikut Math Olympiad.
Yeah.
Kayak aku kan nanya dia kan kayak how are you so successful in college? Dia tuh valedictorian NUS. So
Berarti
it's like apa?
Berarti udah lulus terus dia sekarang working at Jane
Ya,
Street gitu.
dia udah lulus 5 tahun.
Oh,
Terus dia itu, terus he told me his story. Dia bilang kayak, back when I was in high school, gue dulu pas SMA ikut Olympiad, but I was never good enough to join the IMO. I could only join the regional contest gitu. Dia bilang gitu.
Okay.
Di situ gue udah langsung nyadar kayak ini orang punya kayak apa ya, unfulfillment dengan kemampuan dia gitu loh.
Okay.
Ini kayak the fact that this is the first thing that he said gitu, menurut gue itu kayak udah nunjukin strong factor. Kayak itu udah nunjukin kayak sebagian besar dari dirinya, motivasi dirinya. Dengan dia ngomong I wasn't good enough. Kayak have you ever heard somebody say that? Kayak itu jarang banget tau orang people say that. I never say that gitu loh. Kayak aku hampir nggak pernah, aku jarang banget kayak when I tell my story to people, aku nggak pernah kayak start it off with I wasn't good enough. You know how scary that is? I wasn't good enough.
Yes, sih. That's like after so many failures, right?
Iya. Kayak, what do you think about that? Kamu pernah nggak? Have you ever kayak, do you think that statement is instilled within you? I wasn't good enough, gitu. Do you think so? Does that hurt you? Do you think it hurts you the way that it hurt this guy?
I can for sure say not to the degree of what he experienced. Tapi if I want to reflect on the time where I was quite ambitious for OSN.
Mm-hmm.
Tapi my reason was more towards the fact that I realized that university life is coming up, and I didn't have any sort of achievements at that time.
Okay.
But at the same time, I also wanted to prove myself that I could be as good as my brother.
Your brother?
Yeah, because my brother itu dia perunggu, Masro.
Oh, but you beat him then.
But nah, up until now, he's still way smarter than me, and I'll believe that for the rest of my life.
Okay.
So, in one way, you can say that I deserve to say that I'm not good enough because when you start out as a nobody, bro. I mean, like my story, that I was a gaming addict, like.
Gaming addict.
Yeah. I played Mobile Legends a lot. Like that was my whole thing before OSN, like prior to OSN. Then like the last year that I tried for OSN, that was my first time last year. So I really only had one shot to prove to myself that I was worthy of anything gitu loh.
Bro, berarti stake-nya tinggi ya?
Benar. Datanya kayak waktu itu kayak ya gila, gimana kalau gue udah worked my off terus gue gagal, kayak I wouldn't want that to happen, so I made sure that I was going to get the medal, and I was so confident that I would even get a gold even though it was my first try. Tapi I'm content lah with a silver gitu. But yeah, that was my reasoning. Tapi I wouldn't say that there was a point I said to myself that I wasn't good enough. Tapi gue sadar kalau misalnya gue di lomba-lomba awal masih cukup, terus kayak I just gotta keep grinding, gotta keep doing more problems, dan ya alhamdulillah sampai panas dulu. But I also take that with a grain of salt because I know, like, of course, like your field is way more difficult in a sense. Like you guys definitely trained from yang jago-jago pasti dari SD, ada yang dari SMP. It's like so improbable to get a medal if you start from high school, right?
Yeah, I would say so. Kayak the only way you can, kayak lu baru mulai kayak SMA gitu, and if you want to get the medal, I think the only, like, you need to meet two criteria. First of all, a little bit high IQ than everyone else in Math Olympiad, kayak, which is like, it's not very easy to be higher IQ than everyone in Math Olympiad. And secondly, you gotta work harder than them, which is also not very easy if kalau lu mulainya dari SMA. But maybe like third of all, you gotta have the right strategy, kayak do the correct problems. No, but for me, I think, okay, I did feel that way. Gue ngerasa gitu sih, kayak I do recall part of my life kayak where I thought to myself I wasn't good enough. Itu pas SMP. Karena pas SMP aku hampir nggak pernah menang lomba UNIF. Kayak I think I only won once gitu. Lomba UNIF pernah sekali doang. Itu pun pas kelas 7. So throughout 3 years di SMP, I did not win any lomba UNIF gitu. Kayak padahal lomba UNIF kan iya banyak banget kan. Kayak so like bagi gue ya gue harus menang OSN lah. I think like my biggest win pas SMP ya OSN SMP kan, kayak, and that was in grade 9. I don't get it, kayak there were many other competitions kayak ada JBMO, like Junior Balkan Math Olympiad namanya. I joined the selection but aku nggak lolos gitu, kayak padahal kayak adik kelas banyak yang kayaknya yang lolos banyak adik kelas, they were competitors from my batch yang lolos. Terus kayak even OSN aja I was like number 6 pas SMP. Kayak it's like it's like not number 1 or 2 gitu. So I think I had a lot of that pas SMP. Kayak mikir, I'm not good enough gitu. Jadi, but on the other hand, kayak I don't think this was the only factor yang bikin gue get good. I think I had developed an obsession to working on problems for a long time when I was in grade 7. Kayak I started like nyari materi sendiri, doing problems by myself, spending days trying to solve them. Kayak days, literally days. I wouldn't change a problem. Kayak pulang sekolah ngerjainnya itu, besoknya ngerjain itu gitu. Kayak I had developed this obsession already, and I was actually downloading journals, kayak papers, short elementary papers, yang 20 pages, 11 to 20 pages, French papers. I tried to translate it to get the proof, gitu. Kayak that was how intense I was, gitu. And this had nothing to do with, this had nothing to do with being good enough. So I say, on one hand, I do agree that I have that side where I say I wasn't good enough. But on the other side, I just naturally developed this intense liking to, read these papers, try to prove the things there, and ask my own questions. I had these two things. And kayaknya, I don't know bro, kayaknya aku rasa pas SMA aku udah gak punya itu sih. Pas kelas 9 aku ikut OSN SMA, I did not have that feeling anymore. I wasn't good enough. That was not the main drive. Yeah, that wasn't the main drive. Kayak there was a drive selama SMP, but pas SMA enggak sih. Kayak I didn't feel it. Better ya. And and there's also an interesting thing about how high do you have to achieve until it is sufficient. Kayak misalnya gini, buat gue dulu, gue dapat Tunggu Imo, that's like good. Like I don't much care about increasing my solve rate of IMO problems. Setelah itu, for a long time I didn't care, and and because of that, my training routine changed.
Yeah.
Kayak gue belajar, like when I do a problem, aku milih soal yang menurutku menarik aja. I do a problem that's like mostly of a certain topic. Padahal, if the goal was to get a higher medal, lu harus banding rata topik-topik lain gitu. So you increase your solve rate. And that's not what I did gitu. I did that in my first year, but I didn't do it later on. And this is an interesting thing, kayak why didn't I do it later on? Karena nggak tahu. I don't think that was my goal anymore. I didn't want to just like boost my chance to get a higher medal. I wanted to do the way that I liked it.
Would you say that because you changed the way you think, then okay, gue bakal solve the problems yang I find interesting aja? Do you think that contributed to the upcoming IMO? Lu HM kan?
Kenapa? Yeah, I think that is. I think that's a valid reason among many others.
Okay.
Okay, there are many other reasons, but I would say that's one of them.
But not the main.
I would say one of the main reasons. Karena itu ngaruh ke sharpness, like how sharp you are, like during the competition. I think kayak sama kayak di kuliah cuy. Kayak if your goal is to explore a topic, if your goal is to misalnya like there's some course that you like, and there's one specific topic that you're interested in the course, then you just learn that topic again, read the books for that topic over and over. Yeah, but that's not gonna get you an A+ in the course. If you want an A+ in the course, your strategy should be do all the tutorials and do all the past year papers and understand all the lectures. That's the strategy. Ini yang I think it was quite interesting to think about. Sama kayak lu daftar kuliah lah. I mean, you don't need to win a gold medal. You don't need to win a gold medal at IMO to go to your dream university. You just need to like get the right enough medal, and then pupuk prestasimu di bidang-bidang lain gitu. Kayak di other things. Unless you're going to MIT, but
Fair.
Iya kan? If you look at the people who go to Ivy League, like they didn't join the International Olympiad. Mereka ikut OSN, terus they spend a lot of time doing other things. Bro, emang, like I'm talking about statistically speaking, bro.
Yeah. Like even in Chelsea juga.
Iya, lah iya kan?
Yeah. It's crazy. Bro, I have to complete my assignment real quick. Bentar ya. It's just a funny assignment.
Oke.
If you want to talk about something, silakan.
Yeah, sure. I think maybe sedikit, maybe in like 15 minutes or so gue cabut karena I wanna just like learn something. But I think I have a bit more time to talk. Tapi itu sih kayak the unspoken truth about college application. It's like apa ya? You don't have to parenting. Actually, parenting is quite interesting. Man, I look so thin now.
Apa?
Sudah selesai assignment-nya?
Belum. It's only making an Instagram post about like a Swedish thing. It's only for a Swedish post.
Okay. Ada yang nanya about parenting. Well, that's a sensitive topic, isn't it?
For sure. Tapi definitely, yeah, it definitely. That's like one of the factors that can make or break you.
Yeah, I would agree that. I think I will always have a competitive spirit. Yeah, even if I try to like pendem sekarang, because when I was little, my dad really wanted me to win everything, and yeah, my dad would always like put so much reaction to sports results. Misalnya he liked tennis. If his favorite tennis player lost, dia bakal kayak sedih banget sampai I think he didn't. At one point, he stopped watching tennis because his favorite sports tennis player lost a match.
Yeah.
And then he would always be very happy, and he would send me like videos of interviews about after his favorite tennis player wins. Yeah, okay, he's that obsessed gitu kan. And I kind of developed that too. So like now I'm following sports, and yeah, I always watch the post-win interviews, post-victory interviews. But I also watch the post-failure interviews juga sih.
Oh,
Kayak gitu.
What sports?
Boxing and MMA.
Oh, gue cuma ngikutin the fight sih, just like the highlights. Sometimes I go through the whole fight.
I see. I think it's interesting to go through the whole fight because then you get to kayak apa ya? I feel like you get to see how this is okay. Ini another interesting thing. Kayak sometimes we think that when we see two people fight, one of them is noticeably winning gitu misalnya, and he wins the fight, or two people are having a match and one of them is like noticeably winning gitu. Kayak it's not to say that the winner itu tuh kayak wins simply because he is a better technician. It's not just because of that. Usually mereka juga banyak exchange di mana dia kalah. Kayak lu lihat boxing gitu, orang yang menang, does he win all the rounds? He doesn't win all the rounds, right? He may even win 7 only out of 12, but he wins nevertheless. So what does that really mean? Well, to me, it means kayak the guy who lost, he can win 5 rounds. He can almost win the fight. What does that mean? It means that he can win the fight. Then what's the difference? Yeah, you can make it a close fight. Why can't you win it? That's an interesting question for me. Yeah, you can
mental throughout.
You can go the distance.
You can have a close fight. Okay.
Yeah, kan? If you win five rounds out of 12, then you win so many exchanges against this other person. But why can't you win the fight? Itu yang kayak such a puzzling question.
because the opponent unlocked his anime character art, bro.
Ya, itu sih aku kayak penasaran banget sih. Kayak, and I think about it. I think the same way about like math Olympiad. Kayak kadang gue mikir ya emang bedanya orang yang dapat medali apa dan medali apa tuh apa sih gitu loh. Bedanya apa? Lah, emang bedanya apa? Kayak dari kemampuannya gitu.
Jam terbang.
Jam terbang, oke, that's one thing. Tapi
Jujur jam terbang
orang
kalau gua. Kalau gua lebih punya banyak waktu dan sadarnya lebih awal, gua bisa emas. The ego in me.
iya itu betul. Tapi kayak even dengan jam terbangmu yang nggak sebaik itu, kamu bisa ngerjain gitu loh. Kenapa kamu nggak bisa ngerjain lebih banyak?
Gimana? Coba dulu.
Kayak gini loh. Misal ujianmu nih kamu ngerjain 70% gitu, ya kan? Dan itu kan kamu ngerjain beberapa soal susahnya kan? Kayak the more challenging problems tuh bisa kerjain kan? Like some of them. Kenapa kamu nggak bisa ngerjain lebih banyak gitu?
Tapi kayak let's say gini loh, let's say I mean there's gonna be a threshold di mana gua udah exceed my burnout limit dan just because someone had a head start dan dia did maybe the same if not more than what I did, dia bisa get a gold. You know what I mean? I mean like yeah, that's basically my point. Kayak gue I know like there's many other people yang waktunya lebih dikit, tapi kalau gue sendiri it was like 5 months to study.
Ya itulah, aku penasaran aja sama that question. I guess maybe nggak serelevan itu kalau buat Olimpiade, lebih relevan kalau buat sports ya. I don't know. Kenapa? Kenapa nggak bisa? I mean, I think Newton pernah bilang ini sih, kayak if people had thought as hard as I could, they would achieve what I had achieved. Kayak dia ngomongnya bukan ini kan? Dia ngomongnya bukan if people were as high IQ as I was. He didn't say that, right? Dia bilangnya if people had thought as hard as I did. And thinking hard itu, tapi thinking hard is a real thing, you know. It's kayak thinking hard itu a real thing kan? Iya nggak sih? Kayak lu put in the effort to understand something, put in the effort to write something. Kalau kalian jauh dari keluarga, gimana cara hilangin rasa kangen?
Bro, gue udah terlalu immune from that feeling sih.
Ya dari SMA kita udah di semi militer, right? I think it's quite we're used to it already.
Apa ya? You just get used to the environment of being other people who are also in the same boat as you are. So yeah, it's like you find a new family there. I think you get that thought of being missing home. It's maybe because you haven't found your people yet in your new environment, and thus you haven't found your second family. I would word it that way.
Is that so? I don't think so. Kayaknya pas aku awal ke Tarnus, I didn't have a lot of friends. Yeah, I don't think I spent a lot of time with people. Definitely, I haven't. Aku belum dapat my long time, like my long lasting friendship pas awal masuk ke TN.
Okay.
Jadi, but I don't think I missed my family though, even if I kind of felt lonely.
Okay.
Kayaknya ini balik ke karakter juga sih. Kayak orang yang nomaden, people who are nomads, kayak pindah-pindah terus. I mean, I don't think they don't always like get a new family everywhere they go, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think they miss their family so much that they just want to go back. Oh, apa alasan Sean sama Satya ambil SMA di sekolah semi militer? To be fair, menurut gua Pradita lebih mirip sama ini nggak sih, MHT nggak sih daripada Thanos? Apa nggak?
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't consider Pradita as a semi-military school.
Yeah.
More than really years.
I think I would say Pradita much more similar to MHT nggak sih? Dari input students-nya, the type of students that they input and output. What's your goal after graduating?
Apa?
What's your goal after graduating? Kayak, I think I would just want to fulfill the Singaporean bonds and do a PhD and then become a professor. Yang di rumah di Jogja. Man, it was good talking to you, man. Yeah, I think I talk a bit too much, but sorry.
Bro. It was a great discussion. Honestly enjoyed it, man.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Damn, bro.
What are you gonna do after this? Read a book?
Probably finish my assignment and there is some homework to do. Yeah, probably do that. Would he chat Sandy? I don't know what he wants to do.
Apa, sorry?
Gue di chat Sandy, but I don't know what he wants to do.
Oh, okay.
Jam berapa sih di ini? UBC, isn't it like 12 o'clock already?
Yeah. 11.
Wow. Damn, lu tidur jam berapa sih?
Sekarang 1.
1. Sounds like a good plan.
Okay, I wanted to reduce it into like 11. But yeah, we got moments like this kayak spontan aja kan.
Yeah.
But like yeah, santai aja like. I don't
Left hand. Ada yang nanya, gue left handed sekeluarga atau sendiri? Gue left handed sendiri. Left handed.
Tidak.
Ada orang lain sih yang left handed, tapi gue nggak mau sebut nama. Wait, bukannya lu? I thought you were gonna tell me something after this.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you after this.
Ya. Jadi live-nya off dulu kah?
Ya boleh.
Ya. Oke guys, gue cabut dulu guys, sudah jam 3 sore. Bye bye everybody.
Thank you, Sat. Thank you for the talk. Ya sudah. Bentar. Bruh. Siapin dulu. Udah selesai sih. But yeah. Let me talk to Satya for a bit. Ngobrol dulu lah. Weh. Nah. Ngobrol. Bentar. This guy, bro. Woi.
Gila.
Bro, rambut baru, bro.
Oke
lah ya.
Itu lo potong sendiri atau gimana?
Gila lu potong sendiri. Nggak bakal bisa kayak gini.
Tapi berapa anda kalau misalnya di sana?
Nanti gue spill di vlog gue. Jangan.
Oh,
Kayaknya
ada plus.
harganya. Nih gue kasih ini ya, gue kasih reference ya. Kalau potong jelek di sini ya, yang mungkin setara 30-50 ribu di Indo, itu di sini 250 ribu.
Mahal banget gila.
You can imagine gue dapat service yang bagus buat berapa?
Oh, berarti itu yang bagus lah ya.
Yes.
Gila. Lu nggak masak lagi?
Masak apa? Masak
Kemarin kan
ayam.
masak ayam. Weh, lu jangan mancing-mancing. Jangan mancing-mancing. Gua.
Oh, gue gak kepikiran ke situ loh.
Oh,
Iya.
oke. Sebenarnya gua mau cabut sih.
Oh ya udah. Gue juga pengen tidur coy. Kapan-kapan lah ya live.
Aman. Gua mau
Apa itu? Padel, Tenis. badminton.
Dikit lagi.
Ah, bukan padel, bukan tenis, bukan badminton.
Emang lu nyebut tenis?
Tenis.
Tenis.
Sama Kaiman ya.
Ke Jakarta tuh. Enggak lah. Ya udah, sip.
Ya.
Nice
Thank you so
rambut
much.
lu.
Thanks a lot, main. Ini pun gak di style coy. Gue sih nyari Gatsby dulu.
Masa lo mau dibilang kayak nggak di style aja cakep, weh.
Gak ada guys.
Ya udah, bye.
Yaudah, thank you Ben. Semangat bertenis. Thank you guys yang udah join. Thank you guys yang udah nonton. Hope you guys enjoyed this live with Satya. I think it was a very interesting discussion. Pokoknya selalu senang lah ngobrol sama dia. It's like he always has the most interesting things to talk about. Thank you so much. Yeah, hopefully I'll update something on TikTok. Dan guys, one more thing. Kalau misalnya aku upload like jam 6.30 itu scheduled reel ya, itu udah dijadwalkan dan bukan aku yang begadang sampai 4:30 atau 4:30 pagi buat ngepost. So thank you yang udah concern. So yeah, just trying to post every day. Thank you so much yang udah join this live. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Jam 2 siang di sana ya. Yeah. Have a great rest of the evening and yeah, God bless you. Bye bye. Thank you. Good night.